They're doing construction at my apartment, so anytime I watch anything, it's like. Yeah! Welcome to the Great Big Picture Show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Spencer Howard Belden. Let's get psyched. It's Wednesday, which means you're halfway through the week. You're almost home. You're almost to your weekend. Get to do whatever you want. Whatever you want. You're wondering, hey, what movie am I going to watch this weekend? Am I going to go out and spend $300,000? Or can I hang out at home? Can I just relax at home in the comfort of my own couch? Do whatever I want. I've got you covered. It's Wednesday. It's time for the Super Great At-Home Movie Time, my weekly recommendation series where I recommend a movie to you that you can watch at home so you can just relax and not have to worry about the world outside. Don't worry about the chainsaws outside. Okay, let's get going. Let's get moving here. Let's get this thing. Let's get this thing out of control. For today's Super Great At-Home Movie Time, this Wednesday, I'm going to be recommending Faults. Faults, like a crack, like a fissure. Faults. Faults. You can find Faults on Netflix, and let's see why you should watch it. Now, to give you a little bit of background, Faults is the feature-length directorial debut from Riley Stearns, and it stars Leland Orser and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. These are talking names. Now, the main plot revolves around Leland Orser, who plays the character of Ansel, and he is a character who specializes in debunking cults and cult-like organizations. And we catch him at a moment where he's not doing so successfully. He's looking for a job, and he's approached by a couple who beg him to try and save their daughter and try and help her out of her current situation. They're convinced she's stuck in a cult situation. And the daughter is played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who, if you haven't seen her or been made aware of her, she's a fantastic actress who has been making very interesting choices over her career with the alcoholism, drug addiction drama Smashed, which is outstanding. Also stars Aaron Paul, and she stars as Ramona Flowers in one of my favorites, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Great actress, very interesting choices. I'd love to see where she goes from here. But the main setup from there is Ansel meets this girl and decides to take her to a hotel room and essentially interview her and see where her standards and her status is as far as all this stuff goes. And that's it. That's the whole movie. That's it. Oh. But what transpires after that initial setup is a psychological movie that very subtly continues to shift and change from what you originally thought it was into what it actually is. Never leaving you uninterested or intrigued as to what's really going on. Leland Orser is great, very jittery and unsure of himself, being in a point in his career where he will literally take almost any sort of job. Also, the main focal point of the movie is Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and she is extremely good, very quiet, delicate, and sincere, and you are just convinced of her the whole movie. She's just very intriguing and compelling to watch. Now, no question, this movie certainly is a thriller. It's pretty dark and it's pretty tense throughout most of the movie, but it's very rewarding if you stick along with it. And it's just a very interesting little treasure that I came upon a handful of months ago, and I've been waiting to get the word out on. But with Faults, it's one of my favorite types of movies where it's very, very small in scope. It pretty much takes place only in that hotel room with a few other plot points that kind of lead out along the way. But it remains focused on Leland and Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character throughout the whole movie, and their ebb and flow between one another and their relationship morphs and shifts as it goes along, and only until the final resolution do you see where their relationship is and what the main goal of everything was. And it's really intriguing and really impressive for such a small movie. And honestly, that's about it. It's just a movie I really enjoyed from a long time ago. It's just a short, nice, very intriguing. It's just a nice, short, interesting, intriguing little thriller that I think will stick with you for a while afterwards, having just discovered it. So please look for that on Netflix. It's called Faults. Super great at-home movie time for Wednesday. Every Wednesday, I'll be back here telling you about a movie you should watch. And this is the Great Big Picture Show. I'm Spencer Howard Belden, and this is on the internet, and you're on the internet, and that's kind of cool that we're all just out here floating around. Have a good day, have a good night, and go hug someone, even if it's your dog.